Buying a car wash is a confusing experience. There's all kinds of prices people throw out which really have no basis. But I want to show you how we go about evaluating a car wash, and here is one that is currently for sale for $375,000, and we're going to look around and see how they're justifying that. First things first, let's pan around. As you can see, we're next to an abandoned gas station on a road that is one lane in each direction. There's a community center there, a church. There's another church just around the corner. Hey, we're in Tennessee. Every corner has a church. But then let's look at what we've got here. Start with the vacuums. That's what you see as you come in from the main road. Got 2, 4, 6, 7 vacuums and a fragrance, which I imagine is broken. I imagine that's what this says. Oh no, that's a Christmas thing. Okay, that's fine. But it's got a coin slider like that. I mean, what's that, 70s maybe? And then we have a 4-bay. Very basic wash. We've got 2 hoses, the high pressure gun, which is weeping, even though it's about 60 degrees, so that's a thing. And then these ancient meter boxes, 75 cents to start, big ass lock. And then we've got nylon brush for the soap, no dumping in the pits, oil, debris, etc. Violators will be prosecuted. Well, you don't have any cameras, so I don't know how you're going to prosecute. I don't even know if this thing works. Maybe I've got 75 cents in the car. And then we look around. It's a good location for the neighborhood. It's the sort of neighborhood that you want. This is an eyesore though. This is never going to be the prettiest property. Big locks on the door, so you know people come here. No loitering, video surveillance, so if you can see it, you're a better spotter than I am. Decent sized pump room, let's be honest, for a 4-bay. There's going to be a lot of space in there, which is nice. Never have too much space in a pump room. We've got some of the Laurel drop vendors here, an SOS pad. I'm not entirely sure what that is. 25 cents. Well, there's no chance of making any money on any of those. And even the $1 for the arm roll is a bit of a stretch now. These are actually limited, these coin slots, to $1 on these older ones. You can upgrade it, but it's about $350 to upgrade. It's not really worth it. Nice to see they have an airline and a changer, which when you have a bolt instead of a bulb for your out of service light, that's pretty wild. So yeah, this is what we do. We go around, we have a look, see, is it going to be worth it? The road's not that busy. It is Sunday morning. You know, it's not going to be picturesque here. It's got, oh look, cameras. So it's going to have a flat metal roof, which is a good thing. Those things are almost indestructible. As you can see, when someone's driven into this at some point, it's still holding on. How are we plumbed? We've got breakaways, and then, I mean, that blue hose looks relatively new. All the hoses running along the metalwork. Now, that's fine when it's 60 degrees. That's gonna be problematic as it gets cold. So you need to find a way to mitigate that, because the metal will stay cold once it gets cold and take a while to warm up again. Got trash at every bay. I actually do like that. I would add that to our sites, and it's anchored down. But as you can see, there's not a lot going on here. 375 grand. I don't know how long it would take you to earn that back. Unless this is doing fabulous financials, it doesn't make any sense. We haven't even upgraded the lights here. We're still using the old metallic head bulbs. They'll be 400 watts when they run, and they're expensive. But yeah, this is a car wash that's for sale, $375. If you're interested, send me a note and I'll point you at the realtor. I'm not sure it makes sense. All right, now I have to go on to Covington. We've got some issues there. The freeze took out the foam brush and the triple foam. If you're already interested in a review of a car wash that's for sale, thanks for joining. Consider subscribing. If you want to see how we fix problems after a big freeze, stay with me. Let's keep going. All right, we're here now in Covington, where I don't know if you can see these lights. We put those up when my dad was in town. Looks like we might have sprayed the security camera. Great. We're gonna test the two things. We're gonna test the foam brush. I'm told that doesn't work. All right, I can hear air. That's a good thing. I guess we're gonna test the triple foam as well and see if that works. Hopefully these will be easy fixes. More air. All right, more air, no chemical. So let's put some more time on here, put it on the foam brush, and then we'll go see what it's doing inside. Hopefully we'll hear 24-volt contactors actually just kind of humming. That's what they tend to do. What's going on here? I hear air, that's where that's coming from. Everything here is soaked, which is kind of worrying. All right, well, we might just have a bad contact, because this is normally clicking and hissing, and let's see. I think that solenoid's gone. Oh no, it all goes into a big mess here. All right, let's have a look on the back. Is there a way we can identify this? Oh good, it just all goes into this box of high voltage danger. Okay, so I have checked. We're getting air here, air to this valve. This solenoid here, which controls the air for the flow jet, which lives underneath, is just not powering. I've checked the connections at the back and everything looks good here. And this, let's see if that brightens up, in this box of craziness. Step one is to remove that solenoid and try and replace it with this one. I think is not in use. I think we have cannibalized this function. So maybe we can use that solenoid? Otherwise I'll have to check to see if we have a spare. I'm not sure what we do. And then the triple foam actually is interesting because the solenoid is getting air, which makes me think that the flow jet may have just given up. It could have happened when it froze. That's just one of those things. Fun and games for Sunday morning. Thank you for joining me. Thinking back to the car wash that we looked at before, I don't know how people put values on these things. This wash that we have here, 4 bays, 2 automatic bays in the middle of town. We got this for about 220. How you can ask nearly 400 grand for one that's in the middle of nowhere next to a non-existent gas station and a 2-lane road, I just don't know. Out front here we have 4 lanes with 2 in each direction, and it's culmination Highway 51. Lots of roads coming together, and the other one I just don't understand. I don't know where they come up with this pricing. Alright, so lo-fi fix. I took the plunger out of the solenoid, I took the coil off, so now the air is just running, and turn the chemical back on and it seems to be pressurizing the flow jet. Let's try in the bay. I don't think this will damage anything, though maybe it will. Let's put the coil back on here. Well, there's no plunger for it to pull, so it should be fine. On foam brush. Still nothing. Oh, I've not put any air in it. I turned the air right off. Nope, now just air. Alright, we did change the flow jet yesterday, or Rick changed the flow jet, so there's a chance that one was reverse sense and one was regular sense. So it could be down to that. Let's see. Well, if I just turn the air off, in theory, turn the air regulator off. I'm stupid. Yep. Today on Simon Does Something Stupid. Alright. Well, roughly, based on where the valves are, the hoses are, that seems to have worked. Let's see. Alright, this sounds promising. The hydromind is refilling, although that might be because I just ruined it and let all the liquid out. Still nothing. Alright guys, let me figure this out. Hydromind, oh, the flow jet is now pumping. You can hear it pumping. I didn't put any air back in. Let's make sure we have... You can see it pumping chemical. Oh! He's only gone and fixed it. So yeah, room for improvement. Awesome. Right, I'm actually gonna take this opportunity to switch over to Frosty Foam, our winter foam brush. So I'm not too worried about the consistency right now. What I'm gonna do is drain the hydrominder and switch over barrels. Of course, my ADHD is kicking in slightly in that we need to still make sure that the solenoid actually works. So I just tested it with a screwdriver whilst it was active, and sure enough, it appeared to be magnetized. So I'm hoping if I take it apart and put it back together again, everything will work just fine, probably. So just put the plunger back in. Try not to cross thread it, because that'd be a real bugger. All right, let's give it a try. Nope, okay, that didn't work. Great. Oh, I nearly made a big error. The solenoids at the bottom here are 24 volts, but the ones above it, 120 volts for who knows why. Thinking about where I can find another solenoid. I'm gonna have to take this one. Well, all right. Well, let's think. This was magnetized. Across the streams. Let's test this. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do is switch this guy with this guy because we don't use this other feature. And hopefully it'll just work out, he says. All right, we're gonna move on to fixing the triple foam. Now, here's red, yellow, blue. Red, yellow, rainwater maybe? So we do have this nice little hose here to help drain it. It's got a check valve on the end. Ooh. It's actually quite satisfying once it gets going. Look at that. So we're going to drain the whole hydrominder and then hopefully it will start pulling chemical through and it'll be blue again. And this will wash away the purple that I spilled earlier. It's like it's meant to be. It's the circle of chaos. Draining, draining, draining. We'll get this as low as we can and then, you know, hopefully that blue will pull through. Good enough. Let's see. Hey, now it's blue. All right, problem number one. I'd like to find what we did with the lid for this, but frankly, who knows? All right, blue's filling up properly. Other colors are good. So we turn the triple frame on now. What we should hear is the flow jet pumping. And I think that's gonna be the problem, is that it's not. All right, you stay in here, listen to this flow jet. This guy right here. Well, it is not pumping. Shoot. All right, well, hopefully it's a quick change then. This will now be pressurized, so I should probably turn the valves off. You know what, before we do, let's check the solenoid. There's one that lives back here. Are you kidding me? That one's not working? All right, so I got a little lucky. It was just the flow jet, which I've changed and covered myself in colors and whatnot. But now we're getting the cycle through. A little bit of tuning to do as the temperatures have changed. Want to make sure that there's enough fluid in there to keep it unfrozen if possible. Seems counterintuitive, but also needs to work properly. The trouble with this is that you have to set the air and the chemical levels for all three colors. So there's obviously different dilution rates because it's different colors. Blue is the thickest, don't know why. So it's a bit of a juggling act. Yeah. Let's turn the air down a bit. Let's go about 35, see how that works. And it's important to only change one variable whilst you're figuring this out. I just changed two, so this is probably going to be counterproductive. Still a bit wet, still kind of squirty. Okay, turn the air down a little bit more again. I can't remember if I mentioned, but when my dad was here, we installed a NEMO 1450 outlet so I can charge my car, which is really helpful in the cold because electric vehicles don't go anywhere near a spa in the cold. And this is about on the limit of the range, really, in the cold. Sure is pretty. All right, one or two more tweaks, we'll get it good enough and then we'll call it a day. Let's come down another 5 PSI on the air. Yeah, I didn't mean to do the air. I meant to come down on the chemical. It doesn't help that the chemical needle looks like that. So a little bit guesswork. Well, I just checked the forecast for this week and it shows it's going to be down to about 40 degrees between now and next weekend. So I'm going to leave the frosty foam, the winter foam brush disconnected for now. Use the good summer stuff because that stuff's more expensive. You use a lot more of it because the ratio I think is 13:1, which means you're probably going to go through that real fast. So we have seen a car wash that's for sale. We fixed the things that are broken here and now we can head home and enjoy a Sunday with the family. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. A like is always appreciated. I'll see you in the comments. Lots of big stuff coming, 2025. Oh, I just realized how big of a state I look. Gosh, I look like a drowned rat. We have new hardware in the form of in-bay automatics that we are going to get sorted, hopefully in Q1, maybe the end of Q1, and get this old junk out of here. I'll see you in the next one.